Thank you, Susan. Thank you, Governor Sununu. Thank you all for your commitment to suicide prevention today, this week, and every day. I cannot remember a time when I didn't think about killing myself. I first attempted suicide when I was just 6 years old. And as a teen, I followed this with more attempts. I've been in mental health treatment since I was an adolescent. Medications, therapy, and support groups help a lot. I've had periods of relative stability and have been able to achieve many of my goals. I'm in a long-term marriage. I'm a beloved stepmom and Grammy. I earned my accounting degree and worked for years in research administration. I've published poetry, essays, and stories. But even with treatment, I continued to struggle with depression, complex PTSD, and suicidal thoughts. 2022 was particularly rough. It wasn't because anything bad happened. I had no major losses, was spending a lot of time with my friends, working at a job I loved and doing meaningful volunteer work. I was still slipping further into depression and seriously contemplating taking my life. I had a plan and was really scared. It was time to ask for help. In April of 2022, I told my therapist what I was going to do, and with my permission, she called the New Hampshire Rapid Response Access Point. I had the number handy. Before 988 simplified things, I programmed the number into my cell phone as #RRAP. So it was one of the first numbers in my contact list. I actually read it off to my therapist. We told them together what was going on. They asked us a series of questions, and they sent a mobile crisis team to the office. We also called my husband, who arrived shortly after the mobile crisis team. The team was kind and compassionate and were able to convince me to go voluntarily to the hospital. My husband took me to the ER, and within 48 hours, I was admitted. While inpatient, the doctors increased one of my medications, which caused me to have tremors. Soon I went home. I thought the tremors would subside as I got used to the new dosage, but over months, they instead got worse. I was shaking so badly I would spill my beverages, and I was embarrassed when people asked me if I was okay. Meanwhile, the suicidal thoughts were getting even stronger. Like other times when my depression is severe, I began to hear voices. I wanted to stop taking my meds entirely because I felt they were poisoning me. By August of 2022, the thoughts had become unbearable. The voices were telling me to die. My case manager visited and noted that I wasn't okay. I told her about the voices. She asked me how she could help, but I shrugged. I thought I was beyond help. Soon my husband was there too, and we decided together that I would call New Hampshire Rapid Response. The counselor on the phone wanted to know if I could stay safe at home. We talked on speakerphone so my husband could participate in the conversation. He was really concerned. We talked a bit about various skills, but my anxiety was going up and the voices were getting louder and more insistent. I quietly asked if she could send a mobile crisis team. The team was dispatched, and while we waited, my husband locked up the knives and other dangerous objects. 2 men came to the door, a clinician and a peer. The clinician led the conversation, again trying to find a way for me to be safe at home. I answered the questions as honestly as I could, but was struggling to stay present while my mind was trying to hatch a new plan. The peer spoke up. On a scale of 1 to 10, how strong are your suicidal thoughts? I shrugged and told him they were a 9, and he firmly stated, "Oh no, I don't like that number." Things changed after that. The peer was able to convince me to go to the ER. They called the hospital and told them I was on my way, and again, my husband brought me there. As I sat in the hospital, the insanity continued to escalate. Inanimate objects were saying they couldn't wait to dance on my grave. Things were growing out of the walls. I hatched a new plan of how I could kill myself when I got home. I had lost my mind. While I was inpatient this time, I went through a significant medication change, and by the time I went home, the tremors and the hallucinations were gone. I was better able to handle my suicidal thoughts. There's no doubt in my mind that calling New Hampshire Rapid Response has saved my life. Rapid Response and mobile crisis teams were phenomenal with me. I'm grateful to still be here, to be a writer, to be an advocate, a wife, a stepmom, a Grammy, and a friend. Thank you.